Hello everyone, my name is Josephine and welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. And I hadn't planned on discussing hair on this channel. It was not my plan to discuss hair on this channel because I'm not really your go-to person when it comes to hair. Really, I'm just winging it, and dealing with my hair has been a lot for me for the past few years. But I was in a salon a couple of days ago and I heard people discussing dandruff, and it was even quite common than I thought it was. My hair maker was talking about how most of our clients have battling one dandruff or the other or stuff like that. And I remember she also used to advise me on things to do even though they never really worked. So I said, you know what, I'm going to make a video about this because I would say I'm a dandruff survivor. So everybody should know, should hear about it, or I should share my story and also share how I was able to fix my dandruff. As you can see, I don't have any dandruff on my hair. There is nothing, and that's it's mostly concentrated on the front of my hair for some reason. I don't know when I used to have it, but so I've been able to fix it. Yeah, so like I think I'll compare dandruff to acne in terms of how it works, in terms of the mechanisms, because like acne, you don't know what causes it, you just know how it occurs. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. You don't know what causes it exactly, you just know how it occurs. So for instance, acne, according to dermatologists, I'm not a dermatologist, this is according to them, so I'm not a dermatologist or an esthetician or anything like that, so you probably still have to do your own research if you want to. I'm just sharing with you what I've learned and what has worked for me. Yeah, so according to dermatologists, acne occurs when you have clogged pores. Your pores are clogged with oil, or you have dead skin cells or bacteria on your skin. Then that's how acne does occur. So for some people, their acne is caused due to bacterial buildup or fungi buildup, or is caused due to dead skin cells or clogged pores. Especially if you have like oily skin. I think for people with oily skin like myself, your acne is due to clogged pores, which has been clogged with oil. And also similar to dandruff. Dandruff occurs when the oil is on your scalp, causes the skin cells clump together, and they appear as white flakes, which is, you know, dandruff now is white flakes. And then it could also be due to overgrown yeast bacteria, or overgrown yeast like fungus on your hair. So you can see that the mechanisms is kind of the same in terms of what causes it or how it occurs. You don't really know why it occurs. For me, I started having dandruff 10 years ago. Growing up, I never had dandruff. I never had dandruff growing up. I never had dandruff as a kid. I think I started having dandruff in like university, maybe like my first year in university or something like that. I don't know if 10 years ago was quite the way to quantify it, because I don't think I was anyway. So I started having dandruff really when I was in university. I think it was my first year in university. I don't know if it was due to the stress. I don't just know, but it just came all of a sudden. And my first instinct was to use Damatol because everybody was recommending Damatol to me. I'm going to talk about Damatol in a bit. Eventually, Damatol did not work for me. Virgin hair fertilizer did not work for me. All sorts of things did not work for me. I had to cut my hair. I actually did cut my hair because I was sick and tired of everything. My dandruff then was severe. It was crazy. I could not make my hair. These white flakes were just out of this world. I had to just cut my hair because I was tired of it all. I started growing my hair back. The dandruff still came back. So of course, like everything, people would recommend Damatol to me, virgin hair fertilizer to me, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to be concerned with the Damatol. Maybe it's going to work, right? But it never did. And it was when I started to do more research that I began to understand that just like products for the skin, or I got really into skincare because I have acne, of course, but doing my research into products and how products are formulated and how products work and what makes products work made me understand that ingredients and active ingredients are very important on how products work. A jar of products, a shampoo, a cream, anything can claim to have the cure for dandruff. I can make a jar now and say, oh, this cream is going to cure all your problems, all your dandruff or anything. But you always have to look at the ingredients. As a consumer, you would have to put in that extra effort and look at the ingredients or things that are in a product for yourself, because any company can claim to do anything, right? So you have to make that effort and look into the product yourself. And that's what I started doing. I started drilling down to ingredients, and I'm going to discuss what I've found in a minute, but I want to talk about ingredients that pretend to work but they don't work. So going back to Damatol, the reason people thought or think Damatol works is because it has an ingredient called menthol. Now menthol, if menthol is in like, or will I say mint, is in like your toothpaste, is in hair products or face washes, especially acne face washes. I don't know why they deceive us like that with menthol, but it's in them. So what menthol is not an active ingredient. It doesn't really do anything. The only thing menthol does, it gives a cooling or tingling sensation, and it's also for scent. So menthol can be derived via different ways, maybe artificially or naturally from mint leaves. I'm sure you know mint leaves. So basically, menthol is not an active ingredient, and menthol was the active ingredient in Damatol, or is the active ingredient in Damatol, which gives the impression that it works, because when you apply it on your scalp, you have that tingling sensation, almost like your head is burning, and that is not even a good thing in the first place. Your products should not hurt you to work. That's the problem. People think things should hurt you to work. Your products should give you that for it to work. That's not the truth. Even about life, for something to work, it doesn't have to hurt you first, right? So that was it for me. Damatol is just greasy. It's just greasy. When you apply it on your scalp, it's greasy. Your scalp looks greasy. You think it's working. Once it dries off, you see the dandruff again. The same thing with the vitamin hair fertilizer and the rest of them. They'll probably have a couple of olive oil in there, coconut oil in there, but those ones don't work for dandruff or to fight against dandruff anyway. So I think they also recommended me to use Omo to wash my hair. They recommended that I use someone recommended that I use one hair cream like that didn't work, of course. Someone recommended that I put Sniper on my scalp. Please don't put Sniper on your scalp. Please don't do that. I think I read in news that a mother used Sniper on her daughter's scalp, I think maybe for lice or something, and they ended up in the hospital. So please don't use Sniper on your scalp, please. If you don't know, Sniper is an insecticide that is really powerful. Please don't use it on your scalp. So I just remember all sorts of things, people recommending all sorts of things to me. And apart from that, I'm even going to talk about how hurtful it is, how it affects your self-esteem when you have dandruff. Because when you make your hair, people see that white flakes, right, on your hair. And people would, sometimes out of good faith, recommend things to you. Sometimes people will just be so nasty and say things like, don't you wash your hair? Of course I wash my hair. Dandruff does not happen because you don't wash your hair. If you don't wash your hair, what you would have is product buildup, especially if you apply products on your hair. And although it can look whitish or brownish, depending on the kind of product you are applying on your hair, which would cause the product buildup and then make your hair look dirty. But dandruff is actually clearly white flakes. This is not caused by you not washing your hair enough, right? And even I think as black women, especially with natural hair, you're not supposed to wash your hair every minute. You're supposed to wash your hair maybe a couple of weeks at a time or something like that. It really depends on what you're doing, okay? So basically you would get, snide comments like that, and it's not okay, it's not fine. I think the same thing with acne. People would always recommend things to you for your acne, or they will say, oh, do you wash your face twice a day? Wash your face 3 times a day and things like that. That is not why you have acne. There are people who are dirty and they don't have acne. It has nothing to do with washing your face all days of the week. So back to dandruff. So I started doing my research and drilling down to ingredients. Ingredients are very, very important when it comes to how a product works, especially the active ingredients in them. Like I mentioned, menthol was the active ingredient in Damatol, and menthol does not do anything for dandruff. It is not an active ingredient. It's just there for the tingling sensation and for the scent. So I was able to do my research, and it was important for me to find things that have been scientifically proven to work. And things that have been scientifically proven to work would be things that are chemical ingredients or things like that. So I was able to find 2 ingredients which really changed everything for me. It was a game changer for me, which is selenium sulfide and ketoconazole. Okay, selenium sulfide and ketoconazole. I would recommend that you really find products that have these two ingredients in them, or that have one or the other, because they may scientifically proven. You can also Google them yourself, do your own research, do everything you need to do. But these two ingredients, literally, they are the life changers if you're looking for something to work for your dandruff. So for me, I was able to find a shampoo that has selenium sulfide in it, and it has been working so well for me. Like it's a life changer. I'm so happy I found it. I'm so glad about it. But because I was able to find a product that has selenium sulfide, I never really went at finding products that have ketoconazole in them. I know that is like a kind of antifungal kind of ingredient. So, but I do know someone that used the ketoconazole shampoo. It is called Nizora shampoo, I think, and it works well for the person. And you know, when something is working for you, just stick to it. No need for you to look for something else or anything like that. So I'm going to make another video. So in my next video, I'm going to talk about the selenium sulfide products that I use, because I use more than one of them and they work amazing. Like I said, I have no dandruff, as you can see, and I'm so happy about that. And they work so amazing on my scalp. I'm going to talk about that. I'm also going to review them so that you know which one to use, whichever one you can find within around you. I have two of them I'm going to review, and I'm going to make my next video is going to be about that, so you know which one to use. So basically, to end my story, I'm just going to point out three main things. Number one, you don't beat yourself up about dandruff. It's not your fault that you have dandruff. Like acne is not your fault, it just happens, right? So that's number one. Number two, look at ingredients, whether it's for your hair, it's for your skin, whatever. Just always look at ingredients of the product you use. The ingredients would make the difference. The ingredients will tell you if they would work or not. You could just Google the ingredients yourself, check them out, look if they are scientifically proven to work, things like that. That's number two. Number three is beware of ingredients that claim that you beware of things that give you pain and you think they work, like the menthol. Menthol doesn't do anything. It just gives you the impression that it's doing something, but it doesn't do anything. Okay, so I hope you've learned something. Watch out for my next video, and thank you for watching. And you can share your dandruff story with me. Just leave it in the comment section below. We can just also talk about the products that work for you. I know talking about products, I know tea tree oil, people recommend tea tree oil a lot. I never used it directly. I did use a product that had tea tree oil in it, but it didn't work for my dandruff, so I never bothered. So if it worked for you, you can just drop comments. Let us know if it worked for you. And yeah, that's it. Bye bye. Thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe and you stick around. Bye.